Oh, frick, I forgot to do the thing. Hey, guys. Usually I do a sync thing. I was just so in the zone of playing the guitar. I completely forgot. Hey, guys, what's up? This week, I do not doubt that this is going to be a rough recording session. You know why I don't doubt that? Because it already has been. It's not, like, insanely difficult, but it was a thing where I joined a server after, like, way too long. I think that guy's got him. So, yeah. There's some complications, and it makes sense. For those in the future, this week is #FixTF2. And it's something that I am really happy with. Even if you don't really care about TF2, I think that it is important as far as holding a brand accountable for doing their job and actually making a freaking thing that you buy. What the frick are those called? Product. It's important that you make a product, you know, instead of just sitting on a monopoly. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I might talk about that eventually, but that's not today. Today what I want to talk about is being busy. Cause for the last week I've been a busy boy. I tell you what, I've been quite the busy guy. Not necessarily one thing in particular. Okay then. I've been busy for the last couple of weeks. Or not the last couple of weeks, the last week, really. And there's no real one reason why. Just a lot of stuff going on at work, you know the usual. I'm just a really popular guy. I'm just like important like that. But I have been busy, and it's something that I want to talk about because I feel like kind of not busy while being busy. If that makes any sense. I think it's important to be productive. I think in a general sense, humans crave productivity. You know, I think we need to feel like we have some sort of purpose, some sense of existing or whatever. And productivity is usually the easiest thing to gauge. You know, where it's like, oh, what have you done? Who have you talked to? Have you made any new friends? Have you done well your job? Have you made a lot of money? Have you gone places? You know, and it can be overwhelming. You know, to be so productive all the time. And you can clearly see that it's not really good for humans to be that, like, uber productive at every second of their life, right? I mean, look at like Japanese people. Insanely productive, insanely hardworking, really down-to-earth people, highest suicide rate in the world. Because they're so productive. They are so unwaveringly productive. They will do anything for it. Okay. They will do anything for productivity. You know, they dedicate their lives to productivity. And it's definitely respectable, but it's also incredibly concerning. It kind of, but still, many cultures, everybody kind of celebrates it. Even if you don't live in Japan, it's seen as a general positive of Japanese people, where it's like, that's one of their most admirable things is how productive they are, how hardworking, how determined. And it certainly is a really, really good thing, you know. But I always wonder if we go too far, you know, with productivity. Don't get me wrong, I think that it's important to be productive. I personally can, you know, hearken the importance of productivity. After all, I myself felt like getting a job and becoming productive within a sense of a 9 to 5, you know, consistent, reliable work that other people require of me, that I will have to do one way or another. I think that all of that is really important. I do. Because it is, you know. Like, humans need to be doing something. We really do. But I think it gets dangerous whenever that's all we're concerned about. You know, we're only ever concerned about doing things instead of, like, it's such an arbitrary sense of productivity, you know, where it's like, oh, if I check these boxes and I do this and I do that, then I'll be productive and then I'll be fulfilled. Whenever that's not really, you know, what productivity is, I don't think. You know, it's not really this list of things that you do, you know, where I'm productive because I wake up in the morning and I brush my teeth and take a shower and eat breakfast. I don't necessarily think that is what, like, defines productivity. I mean, I guess to an extent, of course, because to do things in a day is basically the definition of productivity. You know, ow, yeah, I expected that. To have to have a goal in a day and to be able to accomplish that goal, I'd say that in a major way is productivity. Nice. Right? Because I don't know what the definition of the productivity is off of the top of my head, but I'd imagine it's something pretty close to that. Because at the end of the day, whenever, like, it is important to give yourself those obstacles that you need to get. But I think what we get hung up on is becoming defined by them. You know, where it's like, oh, if you don't do this, then you're not productive. If you don't live like this, then you aren't productive. If you're not on that grind 24/7, you know, if you're not getting only 4 hours of sleep and skipping every meal so that you can work at your job and stuff like that, that's hollow productivity in my mind. That's not really productivity with a purpose. You know, you're not really getting anywhere. You're not really fulfilling anything. Because at the end of the day, we're all kind of replaceable.
That's why you don't do a partner taunt with anyone right there. Then you get stuck.
Look at this idiot. Look at this idiot. Look at this idiot. Look at this idiot. Hollow productivity, I think, is a blight. I think it's a scourge. Because, yeah, it is nice to be able to say, oh, you know, I did this, that, and the other thing today. It's ultimately we're going to the same place. So don't get your, you know, don't spin your wheels over nothing. It's not really worth it. It doesn't make you better whenever you are able to more efficiently kill yourself than other people. I don't think so, at least. Always whenever I'm dead. What the frick is up with this game? Nope, you don't get to do it. It's so easy to get, like, not overly efficient, but detrimentally efficient, you know, where it's not a sustainable amount of efficiency. I think that's the biggest problem with, like, Japanese culture, where they're insanely efficient, but it is not at all, it's not sustainable, you know, it's not something that they can reliably do, you know, the exact same whenever they're 16 to when they're 60. And it creates a lot of imbalance, especially between ages. I don't know if you guys know this.
Most of the giants are dead.
But
That should be a steamroll.
in Japan, there's a huge age disparity problem where, like, the people with power have famously only ever been elderly men. And it's the same in America. Just look at our president. The presidential candidates, you know. You got either a elderly man or an elderly man. Very, very varied, you know. We got so much diversity here. But it's really bad in Japan. And it's because once you get older, you feel so much more entitled because you've done so much. You have killed yourself so much for this company, for these people, for X, Y, and Z. And now you deserve to be able to kick up and, you know, have power that you rightfully deserve. And to an extent, yeah. But also not whenever that's kind of, you're just kind of taking it from other people that deserve it, you know? I think I think a lot, don't I? But I don't want to make it sound like I'm glorifying procrastination, because procrastination is also very much so not a good thing. I don't think I'm very I'm not like off the cuff for saying that. I'm not crazy controversial. It is a problem. I struggle with procrastination really, really badly. Throughout the week, I've watched YouTube videos instead of doing X, Y, or Z, and it is, you know, it's certainly not something I'm proud of, but you have to eventually get to a point where you look at yourself and you be like, what's procrastination and what is over efficiency? You know, where I feel like I need to be doing something all the time, every second, and that's simply not true. You don't need to be doing something every second of the day. Sometimes it is good to just chill, to just sit down and watch a movie or a show or a YouTube video. Whatever it be, it's important to lose yourself for a second, you know? Not in an escapist sense, because if you're doing it all the time and never looking at the world that you live in, that's not good. That's procrastinating life. But still, there is value. There's certainly value. Okay. There is certainly value in resting, right? I know whenever I don't get enough sleep, I'll just straight up get sick. I think I'm sick again. That's what I'm saying. And it's because I don't get, whenever I'm slacking and I don't get a full 8 hours, things start to slip, you know. I'm not somebody that can just skirt on by and not really get the full 8 hours, you know. I'm not somebody that can be okay with 6 or 5, you know. I've known somebody like that who would frequently get like terrible sleep, but they were, I mean, relatively fine. You can get into a debate on if they were actually fine or if they were just wanting to be fine, so that, like, you had to be fine so you're fine type of deal. I don't know. Procrastination just kind of eats away at your soul, you know. At least that's what it is for me, where I feel like I need to be doing something else, but instead of doing
animation weren't working,
anything,
so it was just gliding across the ground.
Instead of doing anything,
Not the ape posing.
you just do nothing, you know.
Well, it wasn't exactly.
You have a desire to do something.
But he was walking forward with the bomb.
Hey, so this is me from the future. For the rest of this video, I just, ironically, I got sidetracked and I just started talking to the people in the lobby. It was a lot of fun. This isn't going to be like the normal Golden Frying Pan Man where it's all like introspective. Nah, this is just me talking to some people on TF2. So it's a lot of fun, but if that's not what you're here for, then go ahead and click off.
I got a bucket of chicken.
I'm not one of your fried chicken tramps.
Good boogie.
They'll run into it's like a car to a brick wall with no cement.
What the frick? What did he just say? You'll run into us like a car runs into cement? Is that what he said? What's your guys' favorite pointless upgrade? I really like to increase jump height whenever I just have spare credits. I just think it's funny. It's really funny. I have no reason to do
Well,
it.
some certain situations
Okay,
it
it is pretty
can
funny
be
when you have
useful.
It's really funny, right? You guys, oh my gosh. I cannot play the game. Simply not. It's so funny how everyone's just getting deleted instantly. Oh, that's what you love to see.
8 more giants.
Did they taste good? That was such a dumb joke. This is gonna be my most down to the wire one, but gosh dang if that wasn't one of the most fun games of TF2 I've ever played. Oh, that's what you love to see. A good game to all of you. That was a blast.